My name is Moon Petrie. It is July 1st and I'm so excited about Camp NaNoWriMo. I have some of my kids asleep, which helps, and I'm making some coffee, and then I'm going to get started on my first brainstorming activity, which is fabulous first lines. I'm going to try to be silly and lighthearted about it and not worry at all about what those lines could possibly lead to, but just generate some sentences that I think would make me want to keep reading if I found them at the start of a book. So that was yesterday. I did do a bunch. I wrote 22 fabulous first lines, mostly while there was a lengthy live stream going on. I think it was on Kate Kavanaugh's channel with Grape Fry, Becca C. Smith, and Tamara Woods. And I just kept plugging away at it because it was really fun, even though nap was a disaster. One of them could not sleep because of having the hiccups and eventually woke the other one up. And at any rate, I ended up with a lot of stuff that sounded like the start of a thriller, but some of it was more comedic and some of it pretty random, sounded like it could be a middle grade even, and I just tried not to have too much concern with whether any of them were good or what they might lead to, but things like the gun is 10 feet away, but maybe if I'm fast enough I can get to it before he does. Just trying to provoke a question. The one I thought was very, like, it could be a middle grade was, I wish I'd never met Mildred Bailey. I found that almost everything turned out to be in the first person. And yeah, it was fun. It was a fun thing to do and a good reminder to focus on provoking that question, on making the reader wonder something that they hope will be revealed soon. So that was good, and it turned out to be over 500 words, which I was not at all sure I was going to manage. There were a couple that ended up 2 or 3 sentences, but most of them were just one sentence. I could get a little run-on-ish with sentences from time to time, though. So I decided that since I kept saying I was going to stop being stingy with stickers and use them more, I was going to bust out a new pack of stickers. So I am awarding myself an animal every time I do the project for the day, a tiny star for every 500 words, and if at any point I get back to working on the revisions that I am so intimidated by currently, I will start adding smiley faces, which are what I have been doing for that. Today is the 2nd, and I think kids are actually sleeping. Today's project is coming up with high concept ideas. That is a challenging task to do, but I got started. I have a few of them. Somehow I keep getting distracted. But I am working on it. The one thing I regret so far is that I did something, or I guess failed to do something, that I have never forgotten yet. And this is my 5th Nano event. I forgot to update the site yesterday, so I don't get any credit for doing anything on the first day. So I did it. I wrote 12 crazy high concept ideas down, and it ended up being 551 words. I did flesh some of them out a bit. It wasn't just well, some of them were super simple and not fleshed out at all. you know, beach vacation romance meets pirate fantasy. So a lot of stuff weirdly ended up having to do with time travel, and a lot of stuff ended up being probably adult when that isn't my tendency, but a lot of sort of genre mashups and stuff like that. A lot of terrible ideas, but a couple that I think might actually be really good. I just tried to find ways to fit pieces together that I like, but that don't belong together. A lot of it seemed like it would have to be kind of funny, like it would have to be done tongue in cheek, and that's really not my style. So I don't know if I need to maybe step away from my earnest sincerity a little bit and try to be more lighthearted and funny. Like some of it seemed like Jasper Ford or M.T. Anderson's sillier stuff. So I don't know. I don't know that I have anything fantastic to work with, but I definitely have a couple of things that seemed really fun, and my distraction has fallen asleep. I did update the NaNo site, and huzzah, it seems that you can now go back and fill in when you have failed to update for a day. So I fixed that. And it is the 3rd. There are fireflies and fireworks that I can hear, and I'm wearing this fabulous hat because it has been a day. Kid-wise, things did not go super well, so I have accomplished nothing so far today. And it is getting late, but at least the kids are asleep, and I'm clean, and I am about to get started. Today's activity, oh, mosquitoes, today's activity is tropes and techniques that I love. So I'm just gonna start writing some things down, especially things I've encountered in books I've been reading lately that I have not used in my writing, but that I really love as a reader. And good morning. It is now super early. I stayed up too late, and then my kids are up before 6. So I did work on the project. I did not get 500 words, so I do not get a gold star. A couple of things that are on the list that I am most excited about are a thing I've read in several thrillers lately where there's alternating between a past timeline and a present timeline with obviously something big and generally terrible having happened in between somewhere that is not being revealed until the end. So I really enjoyed that. Another thing on the list that I'm kind of excited about is when the initial antagonist ends up a sort of teammate when they band together against something or someone that is a foe for both of them, or similarly when the low-level antagonist ends up seeing the light, rebelling against their more evil superiors, and teaming up with the protagonist. So I am gonna maybe come back to this list because, as I said, I was super tired, and I feel like there's more if I was of a clearer mind that I could maybe add to this list. But I am probably not going to be of a clearer mind right now because I didn't sleep that much. So at any rate, I'm really excited about all of the other activities that I'm going to be doing. Today's activity is going to be really joyful and heartwarming, so I'm excited about that. Until next time, I am Moon Petrie. I hope that you are really enjoying camp because I am having a lot of fun.